Hello, everyone, and welcome into the All Things Life and Sports podcast with Kylan Thomas. That's me. I'm your host, Kylan Thomas. Let me make sure they're right. Let's get into it. Today is the day the Jacksonville Jaguars veterans reported to training camp. Today is the day. Now, I just want to say this first. I've learned, especially since last season, I'm not a Jags Twitter fan. I'm not one of those fans of Jags Twitter. I'm just gonna put it to you. I don't even fit in with Jags Twitter. I'm more realistic on things. So for my sanity, I don't really be up there like that. I talk about the Jazz when I talk about them, and now is that time. We about to have consistent Jazz talk. Um, Training camp is here, and I kind of want to get into my expectations because I expectations. Um, yeah, time out for all this mediocre. Time is out for the mediocrity. And if you say that on Jazz Twitter, then you will be labeled as not a real Jazz fan. So I've learned Jazz Twitter ain't my. I love them. I love how we stand up for our players, but that ain't my platform. So let's get into it. The Jazz reported for training camp on today. After a busy offseason where they signed Eric Armstead, Ronald Darby, Gabe Davis, Darnell Savage, Mitch Morse, Joey Sly, Devin Duvernay. You draft Brian Thomas Jr., BTJ. Signed Trevor to his contract. They just signed Tyson Campbell to his contract on today. You hired a new DC. So the Jazz have had a busy offseason. They've had an offseason that lets you know they Shaw and them want to see some. Time is out for like I said, time is out for mediocrity. Honestly, we can kind of gonna touch base on Tyson Campbell, given that his contract was just on today, a couple hours ago. I love Tyson. I love my players. I'm a fan of the team. I don't know how we were so quick to sign him though, and not Jalen Ramsey, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know if this is a contract we should have did coming off of the year he had. I understand injuries, but I don't know. I mean, you look at his numbers: 42 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, 5 pass defense. And again, I understand injuries, but why not see what he do this year coming up? And I think he will be. But why not see? I don't know. I get the whole. Should you go ahead and pay, or wait until they do great and they gonna want more, and then now you gotta pay them more? But I don't know. I just don't think this was the year to do that, coming off of those numbers. Yeah, especially given how stingy y'all was with paying Jalen. But anyway, busy off season. You get Trevor. You coming off an extension. You just got an extension. You coming off a not so great year. I understand injuries with him too. It's an excuse for everything. It's a reason for everything. Excuse, reason. Everybody got an excuse for something. But you coming off 4,016 yards, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. What injuries got to do with the 14 interceptions? And this something he done dealt with since he came into the league. Since Trevor has come into the league, because I want to see the total. I want to see the total interceptions. Because if I say this on Jazz Twitter, I'll be labeled as not a true Jazz fan. FYI. But I just want to for his career, Trevor has a total of 58 touchdowns, 39 interceptions. That's 94 sacks. That's not good. And last year I had Trevor as I had him as MVP, like top two, top three in the MVP conversation. I put him on my fantasy team. If I pick you on my fantasy team to be my starting quarterback, the expectations that I had for him coming into year two under Doug Peterson was I had full faith, belief. Now everybody want to say, oh, injuries. Before the injuries, Trevor was balling. But I'm just like, okay, I get that. But one, he's still out there playing. Two, I mean, y'all act like we weren't in some of these games. Like, if you look at the Browns game, that interception, that was just horrible. Like, I mean, look at the Bucks. Like, y'all want to blame that on injuries? Like, no, you out there playing. Let's go. We lost how many down the stretch? We just needed, what, one game to make it to the playoffs? And y'all want to put that on just injuries? That's neither here nor there. Trevor is coming off, just got 5 years, $275 million. He up there with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow got his team to, didn't he get his team to a Super Bowl? That's neither here nor there. That's why I agree with Cam Newton when he says if you look at the list of where the quarterbacks' money at, of what they're getting paid, and their production, it don't add up. So I agree. But as an athlete myself, I understand if that's the market, pay me the market. But at the same time, as the fan in me is like, pay for what you do. And can we say Trevor is on Joe Burrow level? If we pull up that list, what Ken was talking about, like he said, because he was talking about Dak and got his contract, and he went down the list. That is disrespected. You know, so Dak is a lot better than what people try to make him out to be. Dak issues is just the playoffs, but regular season, Dak in MVP conversations. So should Trevor be tied with Joe Burrow as far as money wise? That's the market. But if you talking about play, no. But we in market value. That's what they say. That's what they say. We pay market value. So 5 years, $275 million, no trade clause, $200 million guaranteed, and $142 million of that fully guaranteed at the time of signing. So that puts him at the $55 million per year mark, up there with Joe Burrow. Now, Trevor, you get your center. You get your veteran center, Mitch Morse. You get Gabe Davis. You get BTJ. You even get Devin Duvernay in some package. I'm sure they're going to have some packages for him. But you get Gabe Davis, who's coming off 45 receptions, 746 yards, 7 touchdowns with an average of 16.6 yards per catch. He's big play Gabe. You want to know how I know? Because I had him in my fantasy team. And he is one of those hit or miss. Trust me, if you had him in fantasy, you know 1 week you don't play him, and that's the week he ball out. And you play him and he don't do nothing. That's Gabe Davis for it. But he is a great addition for this offense. He had 3 games with at least 100 yards. And one of those was against us. He had games coming close to 100, like 80-something, 92. So he can be that. He up there. So Trevor need to be in the MVP conversation. I'm sorry, that's my expectation. Trevor needs to be in the MVP conversation. When you have people saying C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in the division, C.J. Stroud could take that jump to be in the MVP conversation. Trevor needs to be in the MVP conversation, because if he's in the MVP conversation, we up there. We ain't got no problems. Okay, let's move on to the defense. We hire Ryan Nielsen. whose forte is physicality, man to man. That's what I love. I play Madden, play the college football. I play those all the time. That's my favorite. That's my go to. Man to man, press, let my D line get to you, and I have better corners than your receivers. And let's go press, man to man, across the board all day. That's what I do. And I win. You don't win all of them, but I love that type of play. And to look at Ryan Nielsen, and I feel like he could unlock this defense, especially with the additions of Eric Armstead, Ronald Darby, Darnell Savage. Falcons are coming off of 11th ranked total defense. Jags were 22nd in total defense when we had a great start, honestly, because I had them in fantasy. Falcons were 8th in pass defense. Jags 26th. So that's a major jump. Jags 20th rush defense. No, Falcons 20th rush, Jags 9th. Falcons were 4th in red zone defense. We need to shore that up. Jags were 17th. And in third down, Falcons were 3rd in third down defense. So I give y'all those numbers. I give y'all our offseason moves to say my expectations for this team. Trevor needs to be in the MVP conversation. The offense need to be like top. I really want to say top 5 because they say we got all these pieces. But let it be. I'm going to do head over heart. We need to be top 8 to 10. Defense, same thing. We need to be top. I was going to say we need to be top 5, but it's because I had us as that last year. And we started like that, but we ain't finished like that. So, defense need to be, I'm going to go head over heart, top 8 to 10, because I want to say top 5. And Trevor needs to be in the MVP conversation. Now, that too much to ask. Is that too much to ask for as a Jaguar fan? It shouldn't be. Cause folk paying, I'm tired of this mediocrity. I'm tired of it. And we need to be in. We need to be in the playoffs easily. Texans shouldn't. We need to be in the playoffs easily. I don't want to hear nothing about no Texans. I don't want to hear nothing about them. We need to be in the playoffs easily. AFC Championship. Look, why is it wrong for me to be tired of mediocrity? I'm tired of 9-8, and I get it. Well, you were sorry before, then you better be happy with it. No, I don't do mediocrity, and maybe it's because I'm an athlete myself. Like I'm not just no regular fan. I play a sport too, so I will never be okay with just mediocrity. But coming off 9-8, where we made the playoffs and barely did that, like had to come back for that. And we were last year. How do I not know this? Let's say 9-8 again. Yeah, 9-8 again. 2 back-to-back 9-8s. And how we lose to the Texans at home, that was just it, like they say, and we'll tell you ourselves and athletes, like they say, you can look back if you look back at stuff, you look back and be like, dang, if we just would have did this or just won this game or just but we too, that, for lack of better phrases, they too grown for this. They is too grown for this. You know, your mama folks say, you too grown to be acting like that. You too grown. We supposed to be too grown for that. I understand we did 9-8 the year before coming off a bad season, but last year we were too grown for that, man. We should have been grown from losing to Texans, a rookie, the way we did it at home. Now, if we won that game, where would have things been? You see what I'm saying? That's why I said we is too grown for this. So this year, that's why my expectations are where they are. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna stick to that. They were that last year, which is why the quarterback has me blocked on Twitter, and I'm still giving away his jersey because how you gonna block me for being a true fan? I expect you to perform better, but that's neither here nor there. We need to do better. 9-8, I'm not gonna be happy with. Even if they get into the playoffs, I'm not gonna be happy. Only way I'll be happy is if we go to the Super Bowl. If we can go to the AFC Championship game in 2017 with Blake Bortles, how come we ain't did that yet with generational? How come we ain't did that yet with a generational quarterback? And I'm like, in the debate, like, why is it so hard to want us to dominate? Can we dominate like the Patriots dominated AFC East? Can we dominate like the Chiefs dominate their division? Like I just can we dominate like Eagles had it the one year, but majority it seemed like the Cowboys had that division. So it just, can we dominate our division the way those teams dominate their division? Can we dominate the way Packers dominate? Is that too much to ask as a Jaguar fan? So I laid out the numbers. Training camp has started today. I think starting tomorrow, training camp is open to fans. And with that being said, I'm going to peace out to y'all and make sure everything done before you try to have fun.